stands for you. This is CBS Local 2 News this morning.
Good morning. It is 6:30 on this wet Wednesday morning. Thanks for joining us. I'm Tom Tucker.
Good morning. I'm Jennifer Daniels. Your top news in just a moment. But first, we need to speak with our top guy in the weather department, meteorologist Rob Bradley. Find out what's going on. Other than the fact, Rob, that my furry friends at home refuse to go outside.
Well, you know, living here, I guess you could be scared of a little rain since we haven't had much in the last 2 years. But sticking around this morning, still those clouds covering Toro Peak. You can hardly see the radio tower up there, but still no snow on the floor at 8,600 feet this morning. Snow levels still near 11,000, 12,000 feet, so no snow around the Southland just yet. Maybe the highest peaks, but still looking at some light scattered showers moving through the valley this morning, most of Southern California, and we do have a chance to even double up on our rain totals later this afternoon. A low pressure offshore is still bringing us that heavy subtropical moisture, and we're looking at this area of enhanced moisture that will move through the Southland later this morning into early afternoon to give us a better chance for some more moderate to even heavy rainfall, mostly over and west of the mountains, but still have a good chance to see some rain here in the valley through the day. About 70% of us should see some measurable rainfall. 59 degrees in thermal right now, 51 in Palm Springs, the high desert, mostly upper 40s and lower 50s. Similar temperatures through the Banning Pass. We will stay a little bit below average today with the clouds and the rain that'll stick around for most of the afternoon. 65 degrees at noon today. Your high is just barely above that with a better chance for rain as we head towards noon and 3 o'clock. I'll detail your rain chances and what to expect for the rest of the weekend, this weekend coming up in just a minute. Back to you.
All right. Thank you, Rob. A father and a daughter from Desert Hot Springs will not see jail time for their roles in a hit-and-run crash that killed a 16-year-old girl more than 2 years ago.
The judge's decision leaves the family of the victim, Zaya Hoyos, heartbroken.
CBS Local 2's Natalie Brunell spoke with Zaya's mother, who says she's now reliving the horrible pain she felt the night her daughter was killed.
It was the year of not knowing, you know. Yeah. It was just
a mother's tears after learning the hit-and-run driver who killed her teenage daughter will not step foot in prison for the crime.
a complete slap in the face to my family, to all of our friends, to Zaya, to all the other victims who've been involved in, who've gotten hurt by hit-and-run drivers.
31-year-old Heather Brents struck and killed 16-year-old Zaya Hoyos on Gene Autry Trail back in May 2012. Then Brent's father, 70-year-old Russell Steinecker, covered up the crime by hiding the suspect vehicle. The two were arrested nearly a year after the crash, after a friend of Brent's tipped off police officers. Now they've both pleaded guilty. Brent's received a suspended sentence, 90 days custody on monitored home detention, 100 hours of community service, and 3 years of formal probation. Her father received 2 years probation.
I'm in disbelief right now. I just can't believe this happened. I don't know what to do.
Cynthia Flores left Larson Justice Center so stunned and distraught she couldn't even drive home. She stopped at this bench just blocks from the courthouse for hours to grieve. She says she's lost hope in our justice system.
I can't move forward.
We attempted to go to Brent's home in Desert Hot Springs to hear her side of the story. But after someone peered out the window, we heard the door lock and it remained shut.
Disgust, no remorse, no sympathy whatsoever, selfishness.
Natalie Brunell, CBS Local 2 News, Indio.
Now, Heather Brents was convicted on a suspended sentence, so if she violates the terms of her probation, she will serve 4 years in prison.
The family of Erin Corwin will finally be able to bury their loved one months after her murder. Corwin, the pregnant wife of a Marine stationed at 29 Palms, was killed in June. Her body was found 2 months later in a mine shaft near Joshua Tree. Yesterday, a judge rescinded an order for her body to be kept for testing, meaning her body can be released to her family for burial. The man accused of killing Corwin, former Marine Christopher Lee, was also in court for the hearing, which was continued until January 6th.
Police are trying to figure out what caused the death of a hiker along the Lichen Trail in Palm Springs. Police found the man unconscious with a head injury at the base of the trail at Ramon and La Mirada around 9:15 yesterday morning. They say he had a cane and may have fallen. Hikers say the rain made a small patch of the trail pretty slick yesterday. Police do not suspect foul play. The man's name has not yet been released, but he's described as Caucasian and about 50 years old.
Some residents in Los Angeles are able to return home after record rainfall caused several mudslides across the Southland. Mandatory evacuations were lifted overnight for about 75 homes in Camarillo Springs, about an hour north of Los Angeles in Ventura County. But with more rain forecasted, many people say they plan to remain away from their homes. The residents packed up and left yesterday morning when a mud flow began to swamp the area. The rain is also causing major headaches on Southland roadways. The CHP responded to more than 100 calls yesterday as downtown Los Angeles broke a record rainfall dated back to 1961. Up to 3 inches of rain are forecast in some areas today.
Well, the rain falling here in the valley has those flood-prone roadways here in the valley closed this morning, closed to traffic, thanks to this weather system that is moving through our region, and Palm Springs police announced the road closures overnight.
That's right. CBS Local 2 Samantha Cortese is at one of those road closures this morning, watching misbehaviors on the roadway, aren't you, Sam? What's going on out there?
Yes, and there is some trouble for some misbehaviors over on Indian Canyon. Palm Springs street crews just came up to us and let us know that 2 drivers who passed the road closed sign are now stuck in floodwater on Indian Canyon. They say the water is still running in that area. We're headed there in just moments when we're done with this live hit. Right now we're on Gene Autry Trail where there's clearly a road closure, and there are a couple warning signs before you get to this point. People still deciding to pass them and come up until they really can't move any further. This is just one of 4 closures. We mentioned Indian Canyon closed at the wash, Gene Autry closed at the wash, also Araby and Vistachino. So if you're heading in or out of Palm Springs, you'll want to use those alternate routes like Ramon, Highway 111, or Dinah Shore. Still, there are many reasons to celebrate this rain. We need it in the drought. A lot of people enjoyed it down in Palm Springs, but it's going to be pretty hard to get in and out of Palm Springs in the same amount of time you would on any other day. So give yourself some extra time to get to these areas this morning. As far as everywhere else in the Coachella Valley, Cathedral City is looking okay. Cathedral Canyon usually gets some flooding, but not closed this morning as far as we know. Also, Crossley can sometimes see problems. Nothing in Cathedral City or Desert Hot Springs, and even in Whitewater, nothing more than just that wash running out from the local mountain runoff. Live in Palm Springs, Samantha Cortese, CBS Local 2.
All right, Sam, thanks a lot for that live report this morning. We appreciate it. And you know, Jen, they put up those roadblock signs for a reason.
Yes.
And most people don't realize how little water it actually takes for a vehicle to become, stuck.
Or they're in a hurry and they don't care and they think their car is resilient. And then they end up wasting so much more time getting stuck.
And resources getting their vehicles pulled out of the water
And
as
then
well.
we have issues with them, don't we, afterwards? We talk about you when you do silly stuff like that. Right, Rob? And it looks like from what you're going to tell us, the rain is going to stay around for a while.
That's right. The rain's sticking around today, but that's good.